defense right now?
Hungry. Like, these guys are really hungry. We have a lot of guys that have a lot to prove, and I'm sure they hear it all. So there's a lot of guys on every level of our defense that have stuff to prove. So there's been a lot of position battles, going on, offense and defense. But we're seeing our guys attacking the ball, really trying really, really hard. Like, those guys are out there running.
Can you really tell until you have a game? Because you lost so many people from a defense that was awfully good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what you try to get a sense of in the scrimmage portions with, it's live and all that. But you don't really know until, you get out there and play ball. What you can tell from what you've seen in the past, obviously from guys that have come in, do they like to hit? Right? Is there a stomach for violence? And then day in and day out, are they running to the ball? Like, where's their effort level, regardless of how they feel? And that's kind of what you gauge when you're, looking at defenses before you play your first game. So these guys are running around. They care for each other. It's a pretty tight-knit group.
In those categories, you're happy with them, though?
Absolutely. We got DBs that are showing up in the run. We got D linemen that are showing up down the field, and it's been consistent. So it's hats off to the guys, the leaders of those groups, that they hold everybody accountable.
If we can make a bold assumption and say that Cade is going to start.
Yeah.
Okay. The other 10 spots right now, how many of them do you think right now you have a defined starter, and how many of the other 10 really is not a defined starter yet?
Yeah, I would say 47 for sure is going to start. Aiden, Kiana, Aina, and then from there, there's guys that have played in those rooms but haven't had the role of starting, and it's been really competitive. So, the cornerback position, we lose 2 guys to the NFL. We bring in some really good players. We have young guys that are stepping up and playing really well. So there's a consistent battle there. You got outside, right? My guys, the edges, outside backers, the guys that took a lot of snaps, right, are different places. And now we have guys that have been in the program and guys that we brought into the program, that are battling there as well. And so at every level, even at the, playing opposite Cade, there are 3-4 guys that can play really well. Now it's who's consistent, and who's productive. So it's just been really competitive, like, even up to this point. Usually things have really settled, but right now our defense, it's just been really competitive.
What do you see from Boom Jock?
From Boom Jock? Just, he's got a great attitude every day. Comes in here and plays. But physically, he's built like an outside linebacker. He's a big dude, and he can run. So you look at, kind of on the same example, a guy that has shown a lot of playing time. Like, he played a ton, and you can see violence in what he does, and you can see him run. So seeing him in live practices up and in front, is what we've been evaluating. So he's been doing a great job.
No temptation to move him out to the outside?
No, we're pretty loaded outside, so.
There's been a lot of turnover in the secondary. What have you seen from the new guys in the DB room?
Well, first, it's a credit to the coaches, man. Like, they've created a culture in there that you want to be a part of. You want to be in that DB room. You want to play like the guys that have come before you. And so coming in, their onboarding process is the mindset. Like, the mindset is to come in and be an elite DB, right? And so they have the habits. They have how they work together. They have the culture in that room, first and foremost. And then the players that we brought in have been humble and hardworking. Like, these guys show up every day and ready to work, and they know that there is an opportunity. That's another thing, it's wide open, and so every opportunity they have to go against our offense, whether it's team or one-on-ones or 7-on-7, everybody knows it's being evaluated.
Who are some of those guys that have showed you they have something to prove so far?
Oh man, I mean, we go, you name them, because that is what it is, right? Even Cade, Cade's got something to prove, right? Like, he can play healthy and he can, play at a high level throughout an entire season. So I would say everybody on our defense, every single person, coaches included, you know what I mean? Got something to prove. And so we like the challenge, and there's an anger that comes with all of that we're allowed to do because we play on defense. Like, we get to go and hit.
On game day, who will be calling the defensive plays?
Yeah, Terrence. So we'll get together. The game plan will be the game plan, and then ultimately at the end of it, right, we'll talk about what we're doing, and It'll be a collaborative effort like we've always done. And same when Pete was here, you know, we get into situations and we all know what's coming and getting our guys ready. So the work throughout the week, you know, is what we've always been focused on, and but Terrence will have the call.
I'm guessing that the defense is not significantly different from the past couple of years, or is it?
Well,
Structurally.
here's the best thing about what we do is we mold our defense to the players that we have, and that's where we're at right now. You know, what we do on Saturday in Corvallis will be what our players can do. You know, as it sorts out who's playing what.
You know, there is a thought in football that the team takes on the personality of the head coach, and maybe the offense takes on the personality of the coordinator. Same thing with the defense. If that's true, what will your personality and Terrence's personality be? How will that be embodied by your defense on the field on Saturdays?
Well, that's a great question. I think you look to the past, you know, as far as each one of our units and how they played. But for me personally, you know, taking special teams on and setting records there, you know, I think there wasn't a doubt in anyone's mind when they stepped on the field as a special teams player. They knew what to do, they knew how to do it fast, and they knew they had to be physical. And that is what I think you'll see on Saturdays, is our guys will know what to do, they'll know where to be, and we'll give them opportunities to be in one-on-one situations. It is on them to win those one-on-ones through technique and fundamentals. But at the end of the day, like, you play defense at Cal, you're gonna hit somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no way around it. We don't have just cover guys. We don't have just pass rush guys. We got guys that play defense, and that's everything. So, as far as the attitude of that, you know, reflection of all that stuff, I think it's just you play football at Cal and you play defense. You're gonna run and hit. You're gonna know exactly what to do. You're gonna play fast.
From what we've heard about Harrison, it sounds like he fits what you guys are looking for. What can you tell us about just what you've seen from him so far?
So I credit Harrison, man, for coming in and always going 100%. So not only him personally through summer workouts, but he brings the best out of everybody. Like he is running and he's loud too. And then he too has, you know, this log of game experience that we've watched at 2 different universities, and so he has something to prove as well, right? So what he's been able to do is been able to jump in, teammates love him, and he's been able to be a leader through how he works, where he gains a ton of respect because he just runs. Like he's going 100 miles an hour every play.
What have you enjoyed the most about the operation of working with TD and building a defense in your guys' image?
I think the best thing I like is that we aren't big ego guys, you know, and so the things that I lack and the things that he lacked, we complement each other really well, which I'm sure Coach Wilcox had put a lot of thought into, but being able to, you know, gain his knowledge as well as share mine, I think that's what's been great. And we've been working together for 3 years already, basically doing the same thing, and titles change and this and that, but you know, at the end of the day, it's how fast can we get our guys to play.
All right, 1 or 2 more guys.
Aiden talked at Media Day about really enjoying that there are multiple voices when you guys get into the defensive meeting room. Where have you seen the value in having that collaborative effort?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is, you know, you fill in where someone may have lacked, you know. You fill in the spaces where if you're up there by yourself, you know, sometimes you walk out of a meeting like, dang, I should have hit this. And so we're constantly back and forth making sure we cover everything. But then in our own way, like I know the way that I coach, right, it hits people different ways, right, and reaches people different ways. Same thing with TB. And so I think the combination, it allows us to hit everybody in the room, coaches and players included. So, and then being on the same accord, you know, we got the same mindset with how we go about coaching the defense.
Vic, with you absorbing responsibilities as defensive coordinator, who's taking the reins on special teams? Are you still involved with them at all?
Yeah, great question. So special teams, I'll have oversight and run the punt team. And then we have specific head coaches, if you will, of each other, you know, other section of special teams. But the foundation has been set, you know, the culture of it's been set. And now we get to add guys that have had coordinating experience, you know, in the past, take care of each other individual section of special teams.